For years, a reputation for being expensive, followed by a pandemic blank, and now a weak Japanese yen looking to regain some strength. Just what can the traveller in Tokyo expect to get from their budget? In this video, let's take a look. So what we hope to do in this video then is answer the question, how much do you need for a day in Tokyo? Now we're talking about this from the point of view of travellers, not a couple of residents like Kevin and I. So what I've done is I've made 3 daily budgets and itineraries. One of them is for budget travellers. The other one is what I've called mid-range. And finally, what I've called affordable luxury. So what we'll do is we'll go through each of these budgets, and at the end of each budget, hopefully we'll be able to summarize roughly what you can expect from a day in Tokyo. So next up then, we've got what I've called a mid-range budget. Now, the problem with mid-range is that it's such a huge range. So this was a bit of a challenge for me. Immediately, in terms of accommodation, if you're thinking mid-range, I'm thinking business hotel. And we're going to stay in Shinjuku. It's a good all-round destination in Tokyo, I think. Now, in terms of finding accommodation in Shinjuku, I was I don't really know how to approach this. So basically, I went to a popular booking platform and typed in, one night sort of businessy type hotel in relatively close to Shinjuku Station. And I basically looked at the first 25 options and averaged the price for twin or double rooms. Obviously, if you're traveling solo, you're always going to kind of get a bit screwed over on the hotel options, so sorry about that. The average price I came out with for a twin room or a double room for one night was around about 14,000 yen. So if there's 2 of you, you're looking at about 7,000 yen each. If you're traveling solo and you're looking for a Japanese business hotel, particularly in an area like Shinjuku, I reckon you're looking at about 8,000 yen, I think. What do you think? Good start?
Yeah, I think it's good.
Yeah.
But you can also, let's say, get really nice capsule hotel if you're for one person.
True.
Those I don't know, 5,000 to 6,000.
The other thing I noticed, and this is something that's come in, particularly around, I would say, in the build-up to the Tokyo Olympics, before all the pandemic kicked off, is that on these popular booking platforms, you have started to see love hotels come up as an option, right?
Yeah.
Which when I first came to Japan, you would never see that. Because love hotels were strictly for
doing business.
That sort of stuff. But it seems like these days, I think in facing a shortage of accommodation options in the run-up to the Olympics, love hotels became a legitimate option for staying in. So, I mean, you might want to try that. You might find them a bit unsavory.
But I think nowadays, a lot of people want to go there because it's attraction.
True.
Because
true.
Each room is there for a different theme, right?
Different themes, yeah.
Not each hotel, but there's a lot of special ones.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I think we're looking at, around about, let's say 8,000 yen for our accommodation. That's at the lower mid-range budget, I would say. And I think at that kind of price, particularly in a standard Japanese business hotel, you're going to get breakfast as well. So,
most of them they do.
Yeah. Don't expect much for the breakfast though.
I mean, usually it's all you can eat, right?
It's all you can eat, but it's usually
egg
crappy
or
sort of
rice, natto, some sausage.
Yeah, sausages that are made out of plastic or something, and the bacon is just I mean, Japan doesn't know anything about breakfast, basically, but you can fill up at least, I would think, for this kind of budget. So we're in Shinjuku. Again, loads of free stuff to do in Shinjuku. Well, yeah, quite a lot of free stuff to do in Shinjuku. The first thing that springs to mind is to go up to the top of the Metropolitan Government Towers. It's free, and you get an amazing view, don't you, of the city. If you want to spend a little bit of money, there's Shinjuku Gyoen, which is a famous park, and it's got loads of different kind of gardens. That, I think, costs 500 yen to get into. Go from Shinjuku, you can go to Mitaka, which is where the Ghibli Museum is. Now the Ghibli Museum, I think, requires reservations in advance. The tickets are not that expensive. I looked it up, it was 1,000 yen, which is perfectly good for mid-range. And you're looking at about 460 yen for a return train from Shinjuku to Mitaka, back to Shinjuku, 460 yen if you want to do that. Have you ever been to the Ghibli Museum?
I've been there once. For me, I like it. I like Ghibli movies, so it's like you can see like those like character.
Yeah.
And some kind of like a show, I guess.
Okay.
I don't remember. I go there like, I don't know, 10 years ago. So
okay.
Maybe it's a little bit different.
From Shinjuku, I'm taking us to Harajuku. That's 150 yen on the train. And then in Harajuku, of course, we're talking Takeshita-dori. Takeshita-dori, you're talking crepes, or in more recent years, rainbow cotton candy.
I never see that before.
No,
it's recently. It must be recently. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, I've not been there for a while, but I looked it up and it's quite popular. So I think you're looking at 700 yen to 1,000 yen for a colorful crepe or rainbow cotton candy, that kind of thing.
You can do a lot of shopping. It's next to Omotesando, right?
You can, yeah. We're going to Omotesando. We're walking down Omotesando, the main street, which I think is very nice. I think it's not mid-range budget for shopping though, it's too expensive, but it's a nice place to walk. Lots of beautiful looking people around there. Harajuku itself these days, I mean, I'm too old for Harajuku now.
Yeah.
There must be an age limit for Harajuku, I think.
Those are like, I don't know, teenager, like,
yeah.
Not even 20, like most like, I don't know, 18, 19.
Yeah.
The one place I recommend you go is like the back street behind Omotesando. There's a lot of cheap clothing.
Yeah.
They're not brand name, but it's like unique like local brand.
Yeah, that's
it's quite cheap and good.
That's good point.
And also there's like secondhand like clothing.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
Which sometimes they do have brand name stuff in in a secondhand shop, so you can get it very. There's good cost performance.
Yeah, yeah. If you wanted to do something cultural, you could go to the Nezu Museum. That's really nice. It's not cheap. It's like 1,000. Last time I looked, it was 1,600 yen to get in. That's kind of mid-range budget sort of stuff. So then from Omotesando, Harajuku, I am walking to Shibuya, which is a nice walk. You can go through like Yoyogi Koen, Meiji Jingu, of course. You can go around there. On the way to Shibuya for lunch, there's lots of like trendy cafes around there. You're looking at 1,500 yen to 2,000 yen.
Yeah, probably 1,500 a minimum.
Yeah.
In the Shibuya area. I think it's good cost performance. It's not the cheapest, but you can get like decent food, but not too expensive.
I think with this kind of price, you are going to get, like if you go to like a nice burger place at this kind of price, you're going to get a proper nice bit of meat, a nice burger.
A soup and salad.
Yeah, soup, salad, that stuff. You're not going to get a drink, I don't think. You're going to have to pay for that. But Japan, you get water anyway, so that's fine. You don't need the drink. Yeah. So then we're into Shibuya. Since they opened it, I haven't been up to, they call it the Shibuya Sky, that observation deck that's quite new, which looks really spectacular. I'd like to go. It costs 2,500 yen though. There's an escalator that goes like, looks like it's almost kind of outside, and you get like a really spectacular view. I mean, the view does look amazing, but at 2,500 yen.
A little too expensive for me.
Especially when you've just been up the Metropolitan Government Towers for free.
Yeah, I mean, it's cheaper than Sky Tree, right? Sky Tree is like 3,000, 4,000, right?
Oh, I don't know, but Skytree's expensive. So obviously Shibuya, you've got the Scramble Crossing.
Starbucks there. And
there's the
Record
Starbucks.
Tower, right?
Yeah, Tower Records.
Tower Records,
yeah. There's Bunkamura, like the cultural center, which you can walk around for free, I think. Loads of window shopping. Yeah. There's an amazing loft and Tokyu Hands there. On a mid-range budget, I'm doing some souvenir shopping in Loft or Tokyu Hands, 3,000 yen.
I like Tokyo Hand. There's a lot of unique stuff.
There is.
And like a lot of like handcraft stuff there.
Lots of cool stationery. And I reckon if you've got 3,000 yen, you could enjoy some interesting shopping there, I think. And then we're taking the train back to Shinjuku, 170 yen. For a mid-range dining experience, I'm going to an izakaya in somewhere like a Moide Yokucho, which is the famous, I think they call it like Piss Alley or something like that.
Each shop is like only allowed, it's very shop small, it's like 6-person like shop, right?
But that's Golden Guy, I think. That's
Street.
Golden Guy.
That's a good place too.
That's a good place too.
For 3,000, you can get like at least 2 drinks, and at least like you can get like 3 or 4 dishes. Like you can get like yakitori, takoyaki.
Takoyaki, yeah. So I think that's a good sort of Japanese experience. And I think, as you say, with like the drinks and the sort of shared plates of food, you're probably looking at, well, at least 3,000 yen, I reckon.
Per person, right?
Per person, yeah, per person. And then, of course, we're in Shinjuku in the evening. That means Kabukicho.
Yeah.
Fortunately, Kabukichos are the kind of place you can walk around and it's interesting to just walk around without spending money. Word of warning, if you do start spending money in Kabukicho and you're going into like these, what do they call them, host clubs for girls or boys, be careful that you're not going to get ripped off and landed with a bill of like $1,000 or something.
Like on the street, like scout, they ask you to, I will bring you to a cheap place. Don't follow them, it's always expensive.
Yeah.
So go online, do some like research on Google or something like that. So never follow anyone. That's the suggestion.
Yeah, I think that's the thing with Kabukicho. I mean, like obviously it's got this reputation for being sort of yakuza-y, gangster-y. Obviously there's that kind of sort of red light district element to it. But it is an interesting place to walk around. I don't want to say it's like perfectly safe, but it's not something that you should be too worried about.
Usually, in worst case, you just got scammed and pay a little bit more.
But it's a colourful, there's loads of lights, it's going to be open till late, there's always going to be people around.
But watch out for the rat.
There's rats.
They do have rats, very big rats.
It's not clean, let's be honest, it's not clean. But Shinjuku is not particularly clean. It's a bit rough and ready in places. But it's certainly like an interesting place to walk around. And then you can go back to the comfort of your business hotel. So that brings us to the end of our mid-range budget. I've come up with a minimum of 15,000 yen. That's accommodation in a double room. So there's 2 of you here. Harajuku Suites, maybe the Nezu Museum, lunch at 1,500 yen, some souvenir shopping, izakaya dinner, and that's all the transport as well. Big spender, you're looking at over 20,000 yen, so that's all of the above, plus something like Shibuya Sky, a bit more money on your souvenir shopping, maybe a couple more drinks in the izakaya. I mean, it sounds okay for a day, but if you're here for a week, that's a lot.
I mean, that's for mostly shopping. If you're not doing any shopping, just like sightseeing, then you can probably do like a mid-range for a whole week. Go to different museums. Because like you can go to mostly you can go to 2 places per day. Go to a shopping mall. You can spend like 3 or 4 hours for free, just window shopping, and then you go to like a museum for like I don't know, 1,000 yen. So it's already quite busy schedule. Because like 2 weeks ago, I tried, my family come here visit me, I bring them to many places. Most I can do is two attraction. Otherwise, it's going to be too busy because like you do have to keep in mind that you have to ride the train. It's going to be 20 to 30 minutes, depending on location.
So there you have it, our mid-range budget for a day in Tokyo, including accommodation. We hope this video helps you with your own budgeting and planning for trips to the city. Of course, the prices in this video should only be seen as a rough guide and are subject to fluctuations and change, so be sure to do your own research too. If you've got your own experience of planning a mid-range budget for a day in Tokyo, be sure to share it with the community in the comments. In the meantime, thanks for watching, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.